Hello guys, I greet you with your time wherever you are watching from. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about DNA tests. Alright? DNA tests have revealed a lot of secrets about some women. Alright? DNA test is something that needs to be conducted, especially in Africa. All right. DNA test is what we can use to find out if we are truly the biological parents of our children. Okay. These things happen in Africa a lot. Just before I continue, there's a video I'm going to be showing you, and in the video you're going to hear how this man explained how he found out that he's not the biological father of his 3 children. All right. It's a pretty sad one, you know. This is not something that anyone would wish, not even for the enemy. All right. So it's a pretty sad one. All right. These things happen in Africa a lot because you know why? Because of no proper control and parental guidance for our children. All right. I know it's not all parents that lack in this area. All right. There are some parents, they will just be preparing their children for disaster. All right. Some parents, they will encourage their children to be dating different women, or encourage especially the women, they will encourage their children to be dating different men. All right. And when their children are doing that, they will say, oh, my child is very smart. He's very smart. Oh, according to my language, they will say, you are not wise anything, man. You are not wise. You are not wise anything. You are just fooling yourself. All right? These parents, they will encourage their girl children to be dating different men. All right? And they will forget that once they start life with that, when they start life with going out with different men, that behavior is going to subconsciously creep into their marriage. Anytime they get married, it's going to creep inside. There's no way the person is just going to change overnight. All right, because the more they do that, when they started dating, it's going to be hard for that kind of behavior to just leave them like that. So they're still going to have it inside of them. All right, so that is the cause of most of these DNA problems. All right. It starts from the parents, how they nurtured their children, how they breed their children and all that. So that is what is causing most of the problems in this DNA saga. All right. One thing that they don't know, these parents, they don't know, is that once you tell your girl child to go out with different men, you are telling them to be sharing themselves and to be you are damaging their lives. That is the way I'm going to put it. You are damaging them. You are not encouraging them or building them in the right path. Don't be saying yeah, my daughter is very smart, is very sharp. You are just setting them up for disaster. All right. So I'm going to be showing you the video, and after the video, I will tell you a little story before we continue with our talks. Let's watch the video first. It's a 4-minute video, and I want us to watch it together. All right.
His daughter had to take a DNA test for school just to figure out ancestry. During the DNA test, she came to me very, very sad because apparently me and her were not related. I was like, huh? When she told me this, I had to keep a straight face because the immediate shock was just wild. Then I decided to go with her to get a paternity test done. When we got the paternity test done, it was also concluded that I was not her father. At this point, I was shocked. I've had 4 kids with my wife, and she was the oldest, and I needed to see how far this rabbit hole went. I told her to not let her mother know that we know this information, and then I went to my next oldest child. Not mine. I went to the one below that. Not mine. And then I decided to stop there because the youngest child is so young that this may directly affect them, and they don't really understand what's going on anyway. So I didn't even want to go into that rabbit hole, but when I got the information, I immediately was like, let me go talk to my wife about this. So, like always, she didn't take responsibility or any type of accountability, and she said, how are you going to believe your wife over these tests? I was like, are you serious? Are you like, for real, for real? Like, is this really where you're gonna go with this? Then she starts crying profusely and saying it was only one time, I didn't mean to do it. And I was like, it was only one time? Hey. And then I showed her that each one of the children aren't mine, with the exception of the youngest, as so I think. That's when it dawned on me that it was one time, multiple times, and then when we looked, each one of the children had different baby fathers, and somehow that made it even worse, because it wasn't just one person you was cheating on me with. This is a habitual thing with multiple different people that you probably don't know about, and I'm taking care of their kids. They're my kids. They're my kids. I've raised each and every one of them from a super young age, and they stood by me through this whole situation. But to think that she's not who she said she was, because up into that situation, I thought we had a great marriage. I thought we had a great life. I thought everything was going good. I thought that we were building together and already have built together. She is a stay-at-home mom that works on things that she wants to do. She takes care of the kids. She cooks. She cleans. She does everything that's needed inside of the relationship with me. Yet she didn't tell me that she wanted to go outside of the marriage. She didn't tell me that she wanted to do anything. Anyway, after finding out the information and getting her side of the story, I let her know I would need a couple of space. So I had rented a hotel for a couple of days, and I stayed in it. I stayed away, and it was all right. It was good, but I really missed my kids, and I wanted to see them. So after a couple of days, I was back inside of the house, but I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't say anything to my wife. I didn't speak to her. She would try to talk to me and I would look away. I would take care of the kids. I would grab the kids, take them to the mall, do different things with them. And everything was just, I was just trying to figure things out. I was just trying to see how I could make our relationship work, or see if I need to separate and just take the kids myself. Like, I didn't know what to do, if I had any like legal rights to these individuals. Yeah, my name's on the birth certificate, but I'm not biologically theirs. I just wanted to figure things out, but I didn't even get that chance, because 6 days ago she decided, other than taking any type of responsibility, to have a hangout session with the chandelier. And I'm so happy I have my kids, because I just don't know what I would like. It's just baffling to me, because the whole time, even with evidence, she just kept denying and denying and denying and denying. And I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't know if I was never supposed to know in the first place. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want to not have my kids, not to have their
Did you watch the video, guys? You heard all the things he said. You know, I feel for this guy, man, because it's not everyone that can handle this kind of situation. All right, like I always say, our brains are wired the same, but we reason differently. You know, what some women don't understand is that something that Mr. A can handle, Mr. B cannot handle it. Okay? And something that Mr. C can handle, Mr. D cannot handle it. It is not all men you will do this kind of thing to and get away with it. It's not all men. Okay? It's not all men you can do this thing to and get away with it. All right? Some men will send you to RIP. Some men, it's not all men that can handle this psychologically. Okay, so that's why you see some situation when the man finds out this kind of thing, they're gonna lose it. They're gonna lose it. That is the fact. Okay. To add to that video, I will tell you a short story. This one happened to a guy that was living in the United States. This guy traveled to the United States, and he had 3 children with his wife. All right. So after hustling in the United States, and he decided to bring his family to where he lives in the States. So during the visa processing, they conducted a DNA test, and this guy found that the 2 elder ones among his children were not his. It was only the last one that was his own. After all the processing and all that, this guy was devastated, but all he did was to take the one that was his own and went back to the States. Okay? What if it were a situation where none of the children was his own? What's he going to do? In this kind of situation, if it's not somebody that can handle that kind of thing, he's going to lose it, and he's going to do nasty thing to you, to the woman, right? So it's not a good thing to do, women. If you don't love a man, please don't marry them. Don't marry them. Don't because of money to marry them. Don't because of material things to marry them. If you don't love a man, leave him alone. Don't marry him. Don't marry him. And I want to talk to the men too. All these men, especially men in diaspora, that will travel back home, and they will start throwing money around, looking for girls to be with and all that. And if the girl said they have a boyfriend, he will say it doesn't matter. I want to date you. I have the money, I have the cash. Sorry for you. These are the kind of people that this DNA stuff happened to the most. Why? I have a reason why I said that. This girl that you are chasing, they said they have a boyfriend, and you are still pushing, right? You are pushing. So the guy is going to agree, or is going to accept you because of your money, and her heart is going to be somewhere else. Okay? And remember, according, like, in my belief is that women are more loyal to their emotions than sacrifices. Okay? They are more loyal to their emotions than sacrifices. So if you force a woman to be with you, and their heart is somewhere else, you should expect this kind of thing that happened to this man in the video. All right? So don't force a girl to be with you, and when they have a boyfriend, don't do that. When you do that, you are setting up yourself for disaster. It's like a ticking bomb waiting to explode. Don't do that. Once a lady said they have a boyfriend, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. That's why these days a lot of marriages don't work, because of this type of thing. When somebody said they have a boyfriend, you should let them be. Don't try to force them into what they don't want to do. Don't go and be flaunting money around, try to win their heart. If you win their heart at that particular time, it's only temporary. The girl is going to go back to where her heart belongs. All right? There are several stories I can tell you on this video about these DNA tests. You know, so it's always good to be with a girl who doesn't have anyone at all. Like, not the one that have boyfriend before and you force them to be with you. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. And I will also talk to the parents. Parents, some of you guys that are encouraging your daughters to be following different men, you are not helping them. You are breeding them for disaster. You are not helping them. You may think that you are helping them. You are not. You are not. You are not making them smart. Rather, you are destroying them. You are destroying them. You guys have to put a stop to that and breed your children the way they should grow.